Hey guys, why am I so, I feel like the lighting seems weird. Whatever, man. Alright, well, happy Monday, guys. Welcome to the stream. Turn this up a little bit. Yeah, man, happy Monday. Welcome to the stream. This is Obe TA, where we apply analysis to the charts, right? Come in here pretty regularly, look at this kind of stuff, assess, try to find a good area to get in on. Really anything, man, doesn't matter. Stocks, crypto, whatever. So, anybody that's in here, welcome. Happy to have you. And yeah, man, let's get right into it. All right, hope you guys had a good Christmas, had a good weekend. We got New Year's coming up, right? I know it was a long absence. Last time I was on here was Wednesday, I believe. But yeah, we had a good time, man. Had a good Christmas. Hung out with lots of friends and fam, you know, the whole deal. Ate a lot of good food. Still kind of recovering from all of that stuff. But ultimately, man, it was a good time. All right. Memories made. But let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin here, all right? That's what everybody's here for, the analysis, right? Maybe just the setups. But yeah, let's get right into it, all right? So things of significance here, because we just had the daily close, all right? And that's this candle right here. So what this is what we call in the biz a shooting star. All right, I'm not gonna lie, this song, not doing it for me. There's too many words. I'm gonna have to nix that one. Sometimes I just go through it randomly throughout the day and chuck songs on here that I'm like, okay, it sounds kind of nice. But then when I'm actually going, there's a lot of talking stuff, just throws me off. So we're gonna move it later on here. Right along. So yeah, man, so your last candle close that you had here was what we call a shooting star. So that's when you have a long upper wick after an uptrend or a move up, right? And then have a small body. It's kind of like, it's the inverse of the inverse hammer, all right? So it's kind of like a hammer formation, but we get it at the top up here. It's called a shooting star, all right? So that's not a bullish candle confirmation, bearish, and my dog is barking. Ew! All right, she's just protecting the house. But yeah, it's not bullish by any means, a shooting star up here. And then the follow through price action, man, it's just not great. So if we move it to the 4 hour, you know, we can see even more of what's going on. It's more of a textbook shooting star on the 4 hour. You'll notice this candle right here from earlier on in the day. And then the follow through price action, I mean, look at what we're getting, right? You're now down below the 200-day moving average. You're now down below the valley back here from March 25th, right? So you're just not having good follow-through price action. And what we're talking about here is, you know, you look down at the oscillators, the MACD, the RSI, you had hidden bullish divergence going on, right? So you had continuation factors. And if that were to play out and this asset really were bullish or strong, you would not have gotten just this pathetic amount of green right here from earlier today, right? You finally went green in momentum, and then it just painted a shooting star, and now you're selling off again. And now you're really selling, like as we speak, it's really starting to sell off, heading back down to 50,000, kind of flat. The confirmation below the 200-day moving average is just not good. And now, not only that, you're also starting to break this demand line that you've had back since the 23rd. So, dude, this is not great, right? You break above the 200-day moving average with a strong candle. That's good. That's the confirmation we're looking at. Like, okay, this is going to probably make a run up to 53. And then you just get a shooting star. So, and now you're selling back off, going down, back into negative momentum. All right, the bullish divergence was, you know, playing out pathetically. So, I don't know, man. This is not a good sign. You're very close to being below 50,000 again. I mean, look at the 1 hour. Down 1.3% on just the 1 hour alone. Negative momentum going down. Class A bearish divergence. right? So now you've got a lower high on the MACD with higher high on price, right? So you're getting bearish divergence and stuff now. It's like, this is not what you needed here. You needed to get back up and get above 53, which was the shoulder from back here. All right, September 7th, we moved to the daily. That's how we plot our lines. That shoulder back there, September 7th, right? That's what you wanted to get above. And not just for that point of resistance, but if we move it to the weekly here, you know, everybody and their mom that's doing technical analysis right now is looking at this and going, okay, all right, this is starting to look kind of like a head and shoulders. All right, head and shoulders is a very bearish formation consisting of the left shoulder, the head, and then of course the right shoulder, right? So it's not there yet, all right? We still have 6 days to confirm this weekly candle, and your last weekly candle was a bullish engulfing. So hopefully this is just some very short-term chop going on, but nonetheless, man, if you start to pivot here, I mean, it's good enough to where traders are going to see this as like a valid head and shoulders. And I mean, no joke, you break below like 40, you break below 40,000. I mean, it's a really fast route down to like 30,000. All right, that's not a joke. So if you've got your neckline up here and you break down below that, like I said, it could be a fast track down to these levels down here at 30. And then really like a head and shoulders in this kind of context, you start selling off down there on a weekly time scale. I mean, it's not ridiculous to think that if this doesn't hold, then yeah, you're going back down to like 20,000 down here at these levels, all right? And if you start getting down there, I don't know, man, it could be like a 2017, 18 kind of scenario of just a bear market for a while, just going sideways. I don't want to get too ahead of myself in all of that, right? Just because of some stuff that's going on in the 4 hour. But you definitely don't want to be pivoting here and heading back down towards like 40,000. All right. So anything below 50, honestly, I really don't like. You have the 200-day below you now on the daily, so that should offer some support, but it was so good looking here. Such strong candles, right? Breaking the 200-day on the 4 hour, closing above the 200-day, right? And now it's just selling back off, breaking demand lines, breaking the 200-day. Just kind of gross, man. Hitting bullish divergence, doing basically nothing, and it just turning into, you know, bearish divergence. So when you have strong indicators like this that are, and the momentum seems to be bullish, and you're breaking resistance and everything, and you get some pathetic moves like this, I don't know, man. It's not great. This isn't indicative of a strong market right now, right? And just always keep in mind, man, if Bitcoin dumps, wants to go back down to those levels, right, the altcoins are going with it. So we need to watch this very carefully, all right? So we'll see. Maybe tomorrow we'll get some better action. Again, this is when Asia wakes up. Asia just loves selling Bitcoin. That's all they've been doing lately. So it's like as soon as the alarm clock goes off over there, we start getting selling. So it's just a matter of if there are enough bids to come in to push this thing back up. Right now, that's not really the case. So it's a little bit of a different conversation. We break below 40, or break below 50. And, you know, with these little local highs that we got here, 49, 467, you've got these two peaks now. This is on the 4 hours, so it's not as strong as the daily, but yeah, I mean, you're breaking strong levels of support. It's not good. All right, so let's go ahead and move it to Ethereum, all right? So Ethereum still over 4,000. You like to see it, right? It's similarly selling off a bit here. All right, kind of following step with Bitcoin. You'll notice how much it's been regarding the 200-day moving average as resistance. All right, so it hasn't really run like Bitcoin has lately. And we could take a look at the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart as well to get an idea of maybe what's about to happen. But right now you're testing the 50-day moving average. and you're holding this, you know, $4,000 area, trying to hold above it, right? This peak back here from September 4th. So I don't know, man. It's just, it was looking so good, and now it's just kind of, yeah. You like the icicles? Nice. Thanks. Oh, wait, actually, that reminds me. Let me get some snow going on here, right? I think we're supposed to actually get rain tonight, too, so we'll make it a really crappy night weather-wise in the stream. There's some lightning, why not? But thanks, Tay. I'm glad you like it. Let's go ahead and give you a spin real quick, see what we got for you. There you go, dude. The snow brings you out, is that it? Wow, dude.
God,
spin back. I don't know the last time you even got it.
Let the heavens rage!
It's impressive. The gods are back. They were deleted, but now they're back. Danny, welcome, man. Good to see you. That's all it takes, man. A little snow. You the snow miser or something. All right. I feel like the heat miser right now. I got my new coat that Tay got me for Christmas, and it's warm F. And I'm sweating. It's hot. But it's also cozy, so I don't really know what to do. All right. Nice. Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry, not Taylor. Currently I'm in a relationship with Zeus, god of the gods. Not weird if you read the mythology, all right? He had relationships with men and women. No homo. Anywho. Yeah, regarding the 200-day moving average, just in between, right? Trying to hold the $4,000 mark. Again, if Bitcoin decides it wants to sell off and keep breaking these levels and confirm this grossness, I don't know if Ethereum is going to hold 4,000, right? Everything's kind of up in the air. But what I can say, and there's kind of two ways to interpret this. So I'm going to move it back to, I'm going to move it over to Ethereum to Bitcoin. So with Ethereum to Bitcoin, you're doing this kind of double bottom stuff. And what you're showing on the oscillators, right, this is close enough in my book to consider this same low, essentially. You've got a much higher low on the MACD. You've got a higher low on the RSI, right? So you have what's called Class B bullish divergence going on. You had an indecision on the last one, but you're now starting to bullishly engulf on the 4 hour. And the 1 hour, you had a bullish engulfing already, and now you're kind of playing off it, right? Showing some bullish stuff off of Class A bullish divergence on the MACD. So what this is telling me, well, Snow, it did it outside today for a little solid. Yeah, dude, apparently. I didn't see it, but Taylor told me there were some flakes, so it's kind of obligatory. All right. Let me give you guys a couple spins, all right? The gang's all here, right? I'll start with you, Danny. You're first. Nice. All right, then Nick. Wow, dude, you always get Poseidon, dude. It's kind of weird. The odds are slim that you get the same one. But good for you, man. I guess you do know something of my work. Nice. All right, so the only one now is Danny. That's a peasant's son. I guess I should give myself one to be fair. Gotta be fair. Yeah, dude. All right, I'm right there with you, Danny. All right. Also, a peasant. Nova's in a barking mode tonight, so that should be cool.
Nice.
Let me erase that. All right. Yeah, man. So a way to interpret this, okay? Yeah, you're not a Kubler. You hyphenated your name, dude. Don't even pretend that you didn't. We all know you did. I thought his ass looked tighter. Surrounded by peasants that know nothing. That's right, dude. You could say that tonight. I'll give that to you. All right, me and Danny are just in. All right, man. So with Ethereum to Bitcoin right here, she is grumpy, man. Always grumpy. But double bottom kind of stuff. So the way that this could be interpreted, all right, which could be kind of spooky, is either that Ethereum is going to pump, or Bitcoin is going to dump, and Ethereum is just going to dump less. So when this chart is showing stuff like that, the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart's about to go up, essentially that means one of those two things is likely on the horizon. And with Bitcoin showing bearish crap like it is, it might just be the case that Ethereum sells off a little bit less than Bitcoin. Either way, it's showing signs of making a move to outperform. So it's just a matter of which way Bitcoin decides it wants to go. If Bitcoin goes up, then Ethereum is just going to pump and go up more than Bitcoin, which is good. And if Bitcoin dumps, then hopefully this is implying that Ethereum will dump less. So either way, double bottom type stuff, trying to bullishly engulf on the 4-hour, Class B bullish divergence on the oscillators. All right, so once again in the short term, Ethereum is looking like it's going to outperform old bitty boy. All right, kind of hidden. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you could call this hidden bullish divergence going on the daily there. What the weekly looks like. Yeah, the weekly had a big bearish engulf. Again, the weekly got 6 days to confirm, so it's kind of like, whatever. Not too worried about that. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Definitely looking like Ethereum's in a spot to outperform Bitcoin in the short term. All right, let's move it to total market cap real quick, because again, playing off of Class A bullish divergence, it was getting a nice pump, mostly fueled by, a lot of it fueled by Bitcoin, and now getting shooting star type stuff off of the moving average, failing to break out above the shoulder back here from September 7th, right? And technically showing bearish divergence now on the MACD at least, right? Maybe even a little bit on we go down here a little bit of the more local highs on the RSI, right? You're getting higher highs with lower highs in price and showing reversal candlestick stuff, confirmation of resistance. So it's like this is what happens in the space sometimes. And you gotta watch it and be careful, because while Bitcoin was doing this from December 20th, right, rallying, going up, a lot of altcoins were popping off, and there was opportunity to make some money. And it's like, you don't really know how long that's going to last. That's why you need to monitor it. But now it's kind of showing weakness as of right now, right? Tomorrow might be a different story. Maybe it starts to go back up and we get back into the green. And it's hard to say. I can just talk about what's happening now on this. And closing below 200-day and, pathetic green momentum candles after big amounts of hidden bullish divergence stuff is just bad. Alright, so don't blame me for what the market's doing. We just gotta take it as it comes, alright? That's what stop losses are for.
Money.
Alright, let's move it to one that actually hit the price target recently, alright? Cody. I'm not talking about your buddy that you might know, alright? COTI. Alright, this was a trade setup from back in the day. I will admittedly say that I did get out of this one a little early without it hitting the stop, just because Bitcoin spooked me out, and that happens sometimes, and that's a lesson learned, right? You just gotta stick to your guns, stick to the trade setup. If it hits the stop, it hits the stop, but you gotta let it play out, right? You put the stop there for a reason. But yeah, I mean, on Cody, all right, we'll move it down to the price targets on it. It was showing this M-type structure, right? Not necessarily formal as far as a harmonic goes, but when you get this M kind of stuff and you're showing all this divergence down at the 886 level from the swing low back here from September 7th, right? Just showing some really good stuff. Yeah, double Class A bullish divergence in the MACD and the RSI, historical levels of support, 886 and the 618 were confluent with one another from this low back here from July 21st, right? And then daily Class A bullish divergence on the MACD, and then it just boop, popped up, man, outperformed, up, hit the first target. If Bitcoin dumps, it's certainly not getting to the second and third on this run here, but it definitely had all the makings to make a move, right? And that's just how you play it. You just play it, you put your stop loss down, risking 6 to make 33, and it hit, man. All right, so that is cool. That is one that did respect the technical analysis and perform, right? So as of right now, bearishly engulfed yesterday, or I guess today. So it could just be coming back down, right? Below the 50-day moving average on the daily, trying to hold it, showing some Class A, or I guess this would technically be hidden bearish divergence, right? If it continues to sell off, you have a lower high in price and higher high on the oscillators. You got that on the MACD and the RSI. So this might be one that just hits the first target, right? And that's all right too. And you can decide how you want to take that profit, if you want to take it in thirds, however you want to do it. But when it's showing this kind of stuff, coming back down, selling off, it might be beneficial to just take all the profit that you've made on it so far. Especially with Bitcoin starting to look a little iffy again, right? Or if you want, man, just move your stop loss up. Move your stop loss up to like the top of the target. And if it gets stopped out, then you've got all of the profit still. If you want to just move it up to your entry point, then you're kind of just playing the break even. You won't lose any money. You might just lose your gain. Yeah, whatever you want to do. But moving the stop loss up is always an okay strategy. Don't ever want to move it down farther away to try and hang on to losses, right? Don't ever move it down. You can move it up all you want, lock in the gains, don't ever move down. All right. But yeah, implying exhaustion might be selling back down, man. All right, selling back down this level. Get a spring back test, hold of the spring before then going right and hitting these targets. Maybe we'll see, but yeah, hit the target. Cool. All right, and then VGX. So this is Voyager. All right, Voyager, the token, they have their app, the Voyager app or whatever, and this is their token for the app. So whatever it does, I don't really know. I don't really care. I just look at the charts, right? And what this was implying was, massive hidden bullish divergence, higher lows with lower lows on the MACD and the RSI. And then it also had a mythical Gartley, right? It had this beautiful Gartley harmonic showing here. So the 618 retrace, 786 pattern completion zone. So it's right at it, showing divergence, man. It just also looked really nice. We go ahead, right? I had this plotted. This was December 23rd, and it hasn't hit the first target yet, but it did come up and hit what was the 50% Fibonacci retrace, which is always a good first target. I had a little bit higher on this one, but 50% gold Fibonacci retrace is always a good first target. But it definitely came down, had a spring up. It was up like 16% yesterday on the day. So while maybe it didn't get to the tops of the targets, definitely had a big spring up. And, in my opinion here, is respecting the variables that we're seeing, right? So another one that had a nice little spring. But yeah, man, Danny, Nick, how was your Christmas, man? Danny, I don't know what you celebrate. Kwanzaa, maybe? We had a guy in here earlier that came in, was talking about, he was from Utah, but he celebrates Kwanzaa, apparently. White as snow.
Right.
But, yeah, I hope you guys had a good one, man. Nick, I know you got knocked out of the fantasy league, so. Ha! Sucks to be you.
Okay.
Happy Kwanzaa, man, that's right. I think Kwanzaa was what, yesterday? 2 days ago? Swell. Yesterday, that's right. Is Kwanzaa a one-day holiday? Or is it kind of like Hanukkah where they have multiple dates, you know? Ate too much. Didn't we all, dude? Yup. Yeah, it definitely took me all day yesterday to recover from that. Alright. But yeah, man, Voyager. So still going green, still positive. Is trying to... You definitely want to take this 50-day moving average. Alright, you did get above it and then close down below it. So definitely showing some signs of resistance. You not only did you get up above and close below, you've got a double top up here for sure. I mean, you can just see this level right here at like $3 and 81 cents is definitely acting as a strong point of resistance. And I think the reason for that is, let me see here. Let's line up 382. Yeah, so that's like right up at the 382. I'm not seeing any historical peaks or anything line up with that, but I mean, it's just lining up with a Fibonacci level. So as far as the 4-hour goes, from this candle and this one, I mean, it's confirming that as for some reason having sell orders there. I mean, it's kind of undeniable. So that's definitely going to be a level you're going to want to get above, and you've got a hammer going on right now, so you got about 3 hours till you close that. We'll see what that ends up being, but a hammer at this level wouldn't be too shabby. Get up above the 200-day, and then get above those freaking wicks, all right, to continue on your run to get to that first target, which is the 50% retrace from this all-time high down to the low, right? Now, again, we need Bitcoin's help. Bitcoin dumps, never going to get there. But so far so good. 7 days, dang, dude. Why doesn't Christmas get 7 days? It feels like every other holiday gets 7 days except for us. What's up with that? Are we not worthy? Good luck in the ship. Ah, dude, it's locked up. I got that for sure. Debo double check. I mean, come on, man. Doesn't stand a chance. 7 days. Some nice picks. You know what, dude? Whatever, man. All right. Maybe I had a lot of wine. Okay. And I thought my hand was on the normal area of the back, and it was actually gripping the arm, pulling them in tight, pulling them in close, you know? I like the kid. He's a friend. He's a buddy. And sometimes you get a little merry for your own good, right? When you get boxes of wine. So awkward pictures on holidays are a must, kind of mandatory. And don't even get started, because I've got multiple pictures of you that we could be chatting about here, all right? Yeah, gripping mad hard. The grip wasn't even that hard, all right? It just looked hard in the picture. Whatever, dude. Moving along. All right, let's move it to Binance Coin, which had the bullish shark formation going on, right? Got the one touch, the low down here, bullish engulfing, came down, confirmed it, a slightly higher low before continuing to run up, right? Had a bearish Gartley going on here with formation, this red harmonic. Didn't quite get there, and in the bullish conditions like this, when assets are just in major bull trends, just going up, bearish patterns, bearish harmonics often underperform, which is exactly what happened here. And while you were near it and you did catch some selling going on there, ultimately just came back down, held the 50-day moving average before springing back up. And kind of as the case, and the reason for it is with Bitcoin, this is what we call a tweezer top. So it's just a a Japanese candlestick formation with two candles right next to each other. When they make the same high, right? It looks like tweezers, okay? This is what's called a tweezer top. Kind of looked disturbed, you know what, man? It looked like he was smiling to me, so he didn't say anything either. He might have liked it. He didn't say he didn't say he didn't not like it, right? So we'll never know. You guys can you can be mad all you want, but we might have had a special moment there. But yeah, dude, Binance Coin getting above the 200-day moving average, it's like, and then closing below it, it's like, you know, kind of sad. Again, kind of a hammer going on here, I guess. If you want to try that route, the hourly definitely had a hammer on the last hour close, so that's encouraging. All right, that's a bullish formation. On the daily, I mean, we got too much time to really speculate on that, I guess. But dude, you got to get back above the 200-day moving average. You got to hold that. That's your next level here to get you back up to like 616, in my opinion. This peak back here from December 8th. All right. Also regarded as resistance back here April 21st, right? So consecutive touches and everything. But once again, man, if Bitcoin decides to dump, I'm actually curious. Yeah, I have the... This is Binance Coin to Bitcoin. Been doing pretty well today. Up like 3% on the day. Just showing stupid amounts of hidden bullish divergence. So Binance Coin, probably another one that's going to outperform Bitcoin in the short term. Now, whether that means Bitcoin's going to dump and Binance Coin is just going to do less so, or if Binance Coin is going to pump again, is hard to say. I don't love Binance Coin below that 200-day moving average. So, and I don't love what Bitcoin is doing. So Bitcoin is trying to look like it wants to dump. So it might just be a case of Binance Coin selling off a bit, but just not as much, just like Ethereum, right? And they've both been doing that. Ethereum and Binance Coin have both been just outperforming Bitcoin all along the way, right? For the last few months, not just locally the last few days. So. Oh boy, all right. I really wish these closes above the 200-day moving average would have stuck, man. It's kind of a bummer. But let's take a look at Tesla real quick, because I know I was looking at the monthly here, and this is kind of exactly what it needed to start doing, right? It had like 6 days left, and there was just a big bearish engulfing candle up here, which I was saying if it closed would have been an evening doji star with just class A bearish divergence on the MACD and the RSI. Would have been disgusting. This is not a terrible candle. I don't like dojis and stuff up here still with divergence, but a hammer like this is implying that it got down to 892, 900, and it's just been bought all the way back up to, you know, $1,100. So there's still demand for this asset. There's still strength. And if you're going to get a candle after a doji like this, you definitely want like a hammer, something with a long lower wick, because it just implies that people are still buying the asset. It got low, but got bought back up. So that could just get completely nullified and just kind of continue on its reign. All right. And that's what I wanted to see as far as the monthly was concerned. Now, you still have 3 days and 20 hours. So after 3 days and 20 hours is up and this finally closes, then I would have a better outlook on Tesla and maybe what it would do over the next coming few months. But yeah, if it were to close up like right there, I mean, yeah, it's probably heading back down to like 526. And on a monthly like that, I mean, who knows how far down it would go, right? This thing has just been on a tear since September of 2019. So, all right, man. So that's Tesla. I mean, if we move it to a shorter time frame here, coming back up, you're testing the supply line back from November 4th. All right, so that's your point of resistance. You have touched it on the day and then came back down and closed below it. So, seemingly treating it as resistance for the time being, but tomorrow is a new day and we will see what happens then. All right.
Right.
Yes, we can look at Solana, Nick. Absolutely. Let's take a look at Solana, man. Alright, so Solana actually has been one that I've been watching over the past few days. Reason being is that you had this kind of beautiful, what's called an ascending triangle. So it's just when you're making consecutive higher lows and making these same highs. Alright, so you'll notice here from December 16th, 19th, and the 22nd, just kind of making the same high. So you could just plot this white line, just put it right across the top, and you'll notice that it forms a triangle, right? So with the ascending triangle, it is a bullish pattern, and as you get closer to the point here, the apex, a break out of this horizontal line is your I don't really know how to explain that. Just the breakout, but what you ultimately want before you get the major run is to come back and successfully test the breakout. Test this horizontal line, which is exactly what you got here December 24th. All right, this little green guy right here. So this was selling down, which is exactly what you expect, and then you take the trade after this candle confirms. This candle would have been the confirmation of holding it as support. That's where you take the trade. That's where it's where typically you'll get the run, and you got a run, right? You did off of the line there, solid, 9%. Again, everything is going to start kind of pulling back now because of what Bitcoin is doing, but definitely a little bit of a run off the ascending triangle. And ultimately, the way that this usually gets measured, this is Thomas Bulkowski stuff. He's the one that really, the big pioneer in the structures, like the triangles and the head and shoulders and the flags and all that kind of stuff. He goes off what's called the measured move. So you would take the bottom of the structure, which would be down here, right, back in like December 13th, and just take this green box and just measure it to the top where the horizontal line is. That's the height of the entire structure. And then you just copy and paste it onto the breakout. And essentially the first target on that breakout, the way he would measure it up would be, $238. Or I guess that would be the entire move of that ascending triangle. Okay. Now you can set up your own targets, which is what I did here. So we've got first targets ranging back to like peaks September 8th, just resistance points, as well as, I don't know if that lined up with any kind of confluency. Yeah, not really. More so just that the peaks back here, just resistance levels. But yeah, I mean, you've still got the 200-day moving average below you, the 50-day moving average. So you've got more support below you than like Bitcoin, for example, which is below its 200-day moving average and stuff like that. Just being a trash can. I guess it's just kind of, it's shooting stars galore as well, which is what you had here earlier on in the day. You also had a shooting star, just followed up with, bearish price action. So, these are reversal candles, and can't say it wasn't bearish divergence either. Lower highs off of the higher highs. So you've got the potential to start getting some hidden bullish divergence stuff, but I mean, this candle action is just kind of gross. So if you're coming down to go anywhere to get any support, it's most likely going to be right around here at like 190. This 200-day moving average, the peaks that you had locally here, right? These ones. So that's where you would want to catch your support. So if you're looking to get an entry, it could be like right down there. All right, if Bitcoin can start getting its stuff together. Because otherwise, could easily just break that and head back down to, levels down here at like $169, this peak, or even this peak back here from October 3rd. All right, so the rallies were happening, and now they're just kind of pathetic. Let me just actually, leave that alone. All right, but that's Solana, man. All right. Daily also closed below it was above it, and then closed below the 50-day moving average. So just confirmation of resistance. Okay, so not the time to buy it for sure. But had a nice little breakout of a formation there, right? The triangle. Kind of cool. As long as Bitcoin can just be chill and do its thing, it would probably continue to play out. And I'd say, hey, man, yeah, go ahead. I'm all for it, right? But more downside implied potentially at this moment. All right. I hope that helped with whatever you're looking at Solana for. All right, man. Let's take a look at basic attention token. This was another one that was just performing really well. For what, Danny? For Solana? Yeah, and that's the thing, man. It's like, you know, looking at Bitcoin. Yeah, Solana. Like it's trying to hold the demand line stuff. So it's hard to say right now. It's like everything was looking great. It was looking awesome. You broke above the 200-day moving average. Everybody's getting excited, and then you're getting crap like this, and now you're below it again and stuff. So it's just, it's volatile. It's not what you want to see though. When ultimately you're trying to get above 53,000 so that you can wipe out this crap, right? This weekly head and shoulders kind of stuff. Because this is what people are like expecting. They're like, oh, if you just come up and do this, then it's just a head and shoulders, right? But if you can, but you need the 4 hours and the dailies to cooperate and keep confirming strength in breaking resistance to negate that argument, right? Because everybody is sitting here right now going, okay, maybe this is forming head and shoulders. Everybody's on edge. You need something like this, right? Get above this shoulder to start making people, and then regard it like as support, right? That right there would make everybody much more confident in Bitcoin's ability. What's happening right now is kind of just arguing in favor of the head and shoulders. Yeah, here, man. Hold steady and just confirm.
Okay.
We'll either recover or we'll be in a full bear mode and we'll do, yeah, man. Yeah, and if it goes full bear mode and we get a head and shoulders, I mean, dude, we've seen it before where from like 2018 to 2020, I mean, we had like 3 years of a bear market just doing kind of nothing. That's where you just kind of allocate in and just gather it up over time, right? Bear markets aren't really what I like to trade in. You could do shorts and stuff like that. It's more complicated in my opinion, but yeah, you don't want to see the head and shoulders on the weekly, or else, you know, everybody thinks this thing is just going to go up forever and there's not ever going to be bear markets or anything, and it's just not the way cycles work when it comes to markets, right? There's no market that just goes up forever unless it's the S&P 500. But we'll see, man. Like this is not confirmation that, you know, that it's over, that we're definitely going down, we're going into a bear market, right? It's just not what we wanted to see right now. We wanted to break the 200 and go above 53 and start doing that kind of stuff, and now it's just kind of like fart noise below trend lines and moving averages and support and crap, all right? But I mean, you could come down and just treat this low here and just kind of hold that, right? It's hard to say. But yeah, not great what we're seeing here. All right, I want to play both sides, that way I always come up on top. Yeah, dude. Yep. And it's like, but you're trading more, so it's just like, it's tough, man. That's why I kind of avoid the shorts unless it's like really kind of obvious, which is multiple levels of bearish divergence. But it's like, no, I wouldn't have shorted Bitcoin here at 51 after breaking the 200-day moving average, right? Like nobody could have known that it was going to dump there. Maybe Asia, because they just love to sell it at this time. But yeah, if you're shorting Bitcoin right now, that's not a good play either. You just kind of, you want to wait and see what it does, man. That's what swing trading is. If you're day trading, it's like, yo, you could have a daily indicator of a move every day, right? It's going to be up on the day or down, and you can move to the 30 minutes and 10 minutes and the 20 or whatever. But with swing trading, man, it takes days sometimes for stuff to play out and show the edge, show the confirmation that we're looking for. So I can't get on here every day and just like, oh, today is a good time, because a lot of the times you just don't know. Right? Yeah, also not a bad idea, man. Just DCA for years, yeah. Could also do that. You'd probably be alright. This is the peak. Like of all time, the peak. I would say the chances of that are slim. I don't think that with everything going on, with stadiums being bought, and they're talking about it in congressmen, like well-known people in Congress are talking about it on both sides, like approving it, right? You've got celebrities on TV and commercials talking about it. So like, there's more adoption now than there's ever been, and it's in the limelight more than it's ever been. So I don't think that this is the peak. Now, is it potentially for now? Maybe for a year or two or something? Sure, but long term, nah, I don't think so. I don't think with this much adoption there's any chance. And with everything going on in the world, like with inflation all over the place, and you know, when countries start getting out of control, what do they turn to? They're turning to Bitcoin. They're desperately looking for some kind of store of value to move their money into that has like global attraction and a fixed supply and stuff like that, because their fiat is just so trash. And it's available to everyone, even if you got to get it on the black market. At least it's something, right? So it's hard to say. If a real inflation shock comes down the pipe and hits like America, I don't think there's much supply of Bitcoin left. And if that is really a move to hedge against inflation and become a real store of value like we've been seeing, it would, the price would go insane. Demand would just way outweigh supply. And when demand way outweighs supply, that's when you get price shooting off, right? And I'm talking with a demand rush like that, for a scenario like that, I mean, we're talking that thing's going to like 100, 250, whatever. You go insane. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too, dude. If a bear market does happen, it goes down into lower levels and stuff like that, you just stock up on it, man. If you believe in the long term of Bitcoin, which is I do, right? So, and that's, you know, that's what I was doing back in here, and just try to take advantage. And I don't swing trade Bitcoin too much. Usually with Bitcoin, I just accumulate it, and then when it's looking good and rallying, I'm happy because the amount I've accumulated is doing well. But then I start to look at the altcoins to swing trade, just because they're much more volatile and they move more. But ultimately, I need Bitcoin to be doing well. I'm not trading altcoins if Bitcoin is showing crap like this, or it's going to sell. Like, I'm not going to take a position on an altcoin right now. With what's going on here. When it was doing all this stuff, yeah, because the altcoins were also looking pretty good in some of their spots, and some of them popped off, right? And some money was made. But with what it's doing now, I wouldn't take a position on an altcoin right now. No.
Money.
Made the money, now we're chilling. Now we're waiting for it to come down to levels that make sense again and look strong again. Then we look at the altcoins again, right? Yeah, man. Cool. So let's move it to Cardano real quick here. Cardano on the day, notice, came up, touched the 50-day moving average before coming back down and selling off, closing above $1.50, which is a very important level. You'll notice these peaks back here, right? Touched 3 times, so $1.50 is a very important level. You are right at it, so trying to hang on to it. Some selling going on the last 4-hour sessions. Yeah, really trying to hold on, trying to form a hammer here. 2 hours, 40 minutes. I don't know if it's going to hold, but it would be less fun, but we do. Yeah, man. I might have already read that already. Oops. But Cardano's been doing really well, actually, right? And I mean, when you're bottoming out this much, divergence galore, right? It makes sense for you to go up and do this kind of stuff. But we'll see, man. Again, if Bitcoin decides it wants to sell off, go below 50 again, Cardano's probably coming right back down to like $1.20, and then below $1.20, $1, right over here. This is your strongest level of support on Cardano. So honestly, I would love if Cardano came down to $1 and Bitcoin started looking okay at that time. All right, that would be a beautiful spot to pick it up. $1.20 would also be another opportunity to get it if it gets back down there. So, you know, just be aware of that. All right. But as far as the 4-hour goes, showing Class A bearish divergence, selling off, right? Lower highs on the RSI and the MACD. So showing some potential exhaustion. You haven't even gone red yet. And any more selling, and Cardano's below $1.50, and we can go ahead and certainly put a demand line on it, which is what you're also regarding, right? So break below this demand line, I don't know. We'll see, man. But just like everything else, needs Bitcoin, or it's for sure coming back down to like $1.20. All right. Okay, let's real quick, dude. Let's take a look at space. I know that you're in on this one with me. This was an active trade setup, still is active, but yeah, man, kind of disappointing. And we were at levels that made a lot of sense, right? You notice with this asset, it just goes straight up at this level when it holds. It's done it multiple times, just up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Right, down, selling off a lot, gapping, stuff like that, and came up, came down, seemingly was holding it with all of this divergence going on. Just looked like a perfect opportunity off of this bullish engulfing candle, and yeah, dude, just kind of nothing.
It's a piece of crap. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work, right? And this is kind of what it's like you get the confirmation low, and this stuff happens, man. This happens all the time. And this is exactly why the stop loss is in place, because you expect, given the history and given the divergence and everything, right? You expect a good play off of this. And when you don't get it, it's kind of confirmation of just how pathetic the asset is. Can't get above the 50-day moving average. That's really where you want to start. Just get above that thing, and then regard it as support. That might be the ticket to spring, but you're not doing that, right? You're just selling off again after what should have been the move. So I don't know, man. Space might get stopped out. It is what it is. It's another case of just let it go. All right, maybe it just needs to do with like a triple bottom before going. Who knows? But definitely not the price action that I expected to see off of bullish engulfing like that. And that's just the nature of the game, man. But I'm pulling the trigger on this thing 9 times out of 10, because it's showing the signs, right? And sometimes they don't play out, and that's okay. And that's why you just continuously do it over and over and over. And the law of probabilities say eventually your wins will outweigh your losses, right? And you'll make money in the end. This might end up being a dud, might end up being a loser, but I certainly like taking assets down at these levels, showing this kind of stuff, right? Would I do it all again? Yeah, dude, I get it, man. Yup, I get it. But again, man, I would take this trade again if it were presented to me. All right, and that's the exact moment that I would, just because I've seen so many times where assets do pop and go straight off, right? Newegg was a good example of that, right? Back in the day, showing exhaustion, kind of a crap asset in a way. Not like crap, they're okay, but it was selling off, right? And it was going like doing the straight up, straight down kind of stuff, but then it started showing divergence, right? And it was at levels of historical support, Class C on the RSI, and then this level got the bullish engulfing candle. It was in a descending wedge type of pattern, and then dude, it just popped off, right? That one day it was literally up like 30%, right, for a stock, which is crazy. But that's what I'm just saying is when you get down to these levels and you're dealing with an asset that just is volatile like this and goes up, down, up, down, up, down, you want to take that, right? If you put the stop down, you risk 8%, it gets stopped out, whatever. But you're playing an asset that historically outperforms and goes way up, right? So this one was risking 9% to make 48%, right? And it hit it pretty quick. So similar kind of thing with space. And it just happened to not play out the same way yet, right? It's not over until you get stopped out. but so far, kind of pathetic. All right. So we'll see. Let it ride. If you get stopped out, it is what it is. And you move on to the next one, man. All right. Get the hourly is doing anything. Nah, just kind of building negative momentum below the 50-day. Yeah, it just looks kind of gross, dude. We'll see. We'll see. Richard Branson, get your stuff together, dude. All right, let's take a look at the S&P 500 because, dude, again, now I heard earlier today, I read a thing on this. This is the 69th record all-time high that the S&P 500 has set this year. In the midst of like a pandemic, which, whatever, dude, I get it. Like tech companies, I mean, it's mostly fueled by tech. I know that energy had a really big day today. Their ETF was up like 7%. They were up really big. But dude, just tech and just it's been crazy, man. They're just making insane profits still. And the US market is just chugging along, dude, making all-time highs always. All right, now this was showing like an M structure. This is on the 4-hour. Right, had a little bit of a I guess this would be considered this is at the 886, kind of like a shark. The 113 is the minimum for that C point. So you had a bit of a bullish shark going on down at the 200-day moving average at historical support back here from September 2nd, and just caught a ridiculous spring off of it. Now you're starting to show some W type stuff. So I don't think it's formal necessarily. No, that's not where we wanted to go. But we're talking, I mean, this thing's probably going up to like the 1618. All right. This is not a formal harmonic by any means. All right. That retrace, that 92 is very deep. But if we're just talking about moves, right, extended Fibonacci levels and stuff like that, I mean, the 1618 from this high back here in November is probably where you're going. All right. I see no reason why not if we're just talking Fibonacci extensions as well. And when I say that, I mean this, right? Take it from the high to the low. The 1618 lines up, perfectly with the D point of this harmonic, which is exactly what that is. It's X to D, right? From the low to the high. So it's the golden mean ratio, right? That's probably where it's heading. All right. So more records likely in store, getting close to 5,000, if you can even believe it, in the midst of chaos, I guess. I don't know. Are we in chaos? It sounds like it if you turn the news on, but whatever, man. There's a good chance it gets to 5,000.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
All right, dude. Let's move it to Nvidia to kind of cap the day here. And I'll move it back to Bitcoin before I get off here in live about an hour. So anybody has anything they want me to take a gander at, but Nvidia, man, having a great day as well. 4.4 again, one of the reasons why the S&P 500 is making record all-time highs and stuff. Nvidia, Tesla, AMD, right? The semiconductor guys, computer chips, dude, they're insane right now. But it's like hidden bullish divergence going on, right? Continuations to the upside implied. So, I mean, Nvidia's probably going back to $346 to test the all-time high. I don't see why not. You had a bullish engulfing candle on the day. Haven't even gone positive momentum yet. Let me see if you broke your... Yeah, dude, you broke your RSI trend line too. This looks good, dude. Really, really good. Covered in my, thought I had a soundbite for that. I don't. Yeah, man, I mean, you totally should have just bought Nvidia back at the COVID crash, right? If you would have bought it during the COVID crash, then, let me see here, you would be up. You would currently be up 618%. All right. Why you bought anything other than Nvidia, I do not know. But if you would have bought Nvidia, you would have been up a lot of money, right? And there's Captain Hindsight on cue, as always. But yeah, likely going back to all-time highs, man. All right, so that's pretty much it. All right, stocks did really well today. Crypto's looking a little funky. Let me just real quick take a look at Bitcoin, see if it's doing anything. It's just, you have 50,114. You're way below this. I mean, I don't want to say way below the demand line here, but you're definitely below it. This candle is not implying any kind of support at the moment. Hourly looks even worse, right? You have kind of a hammer, but below the 50-day, below the demand line, and just solid candles going on. No hidden bullish divergence now that you're below 50,519 on the hourly, right? So it's, oh man, it looks like you're coming back down to like 50 on the dot, 49,000. So you're coming down to like this level, 49.45. But at that point, you're below a major psychological point at 50,000. So it's like, I don't know if the market's going to be able to handle that. Everybody was so excited that you got back above 50, and it's like you're about to go below it already. So I think people are just going to be fed up at that point. We could be heading back down to like 45, man. If we head back down to 45, it's like, what was all this for, right? Are we really going to hold it for, spring and then hold it again? I don't know. We'll see, right? But for the time being, this kind of stuff, like tomorrow morning, you could just see like a massive dump from American traders when they see this kind of crap going on, all right? So just be aware, man, and just, I don't know, move your stop losses up if you have them on altcoins that you've profited on over the last few days, right? Just seal in some profits, I guess I would say, with stuff like this. It can't hurt, right? But yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. All right, so hopefully this thing can pull it together, tighten it up, do anything it needs to do, and doesn't dump on us. But dude, I mean, this is like serious Class A bearish diverge. This pathetic green candle after you had all of this, it's just not good, dude. So we will see, man. Hopefully this doesn't, the head and shoulder conspiracy theorists don't get proven right. And I'm talking something like this, right? Remember? All right, this is not what we want at all. That's like worst case scenario kind of stuff. So get it together, man. All right. That's gonna do it though, guys. I appreciate you being here. Anybody that's in here, go ahead, do me a favor and hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell, lets you know when I go live, right? The like button, everything helps me out. The algorithm gets more eyes on here, so we can just spread the word, right? Spread the knowledge, the education. People will get less wrecked in this thing, which is designed to wreck people, right? In a way. So yeah, go ahead, follow the Instagram over there. I know it's down at the bottom left part of the screen, the Twitter. Jump in the Discord, right? I come on here Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, sometimes Sundays, but in there 24/7. You got any questions about anything, you just shoot it in there, and we just look at charts and stuff in there all day long. Just talk about whatever is going on in the world, man. So yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. Go ahead, do all that stuff. I appreciate it. And as always, remember to keep it technical. Frosty! Our plays.
Noise!
Oh, do ya?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Hold up.
Nice.
Coming at ya!
enough.
Are you not entertained?